here I'm looking at the Reasons Explorer, and these are the results of the machine learning model that is investigating each data point that's coming into Retention Radar and picking out the factors that are most correlated with both churn and retention. So column by column, what we're seeing here is on the left, the data source that the factor has come from. You can see we have 3 data sources that are connected to this particular account: product usage, service interactions, and account data. So this column here tells us which data source the factor comes from. The next column shows us the factor itself. So what is the data point? Now often these will come out of your data source in a way that's not really readable by most people unless you're very familiar with the data source. But you can click into the labeler and write a new label for it, and even add some conditional logic where you say, if the factor is below average, call it one thing, and if it's above average, call it something else. So a quick way to make it more user-friendly for anybody else who's logging in who might be less familiar with the data than you are. Moving to the right, we have signal strength. This shows us how powerful the signal is. Then the number of people that this factor applies to, all the way out to 5 little people icons means that it applies across most of your customer base, whereas 1 icon means that it applies to 20% or less of your customer base. Now you can click into the factor to see the actual accounts that are associated with this factor and then get the real count. But moving to the right, we see the dollars at risk. So this shows us the total monthly recurring revenue for the accounts that are connected to this factor. And then we run a calculation that assigns a priority rating to the factor, which is really just a combination of the signal strength and the number of people. So the more people and the higher strength the signal, the higher priority ranking it gets. I'll click over here to the reasons that people leave. These are the factors that are associated now with churn. And it's a very similar list. Here, the dollars at risk are really at risk because the factor is connected to accounts that churn. Thanks for watching.